Hey, I'm Mr. Trevor. I just wanted to send you the video voiceover of your lesson today. The swing on the left, we'll talk about just how the club was traveling in the downswing. Swing on the right side, we'll talk about where we get that little bit of that reverse spine angle position, and then where your lower or your right hip would want to work laterally rather than staying stable and you're turning into it. Okay, so we'll start with the swing on the left-hand side. I'm just going to take you into motion here. We'll work the club up to the top of the backswing. And one of the key areas that we wanted to work on was the position from here. And as it works down, what you'll notice is that the club's going to stay above the plane, so it's going to stay up above this way. Okay, where technically what we want to do is we want to see that club fall inside this arc here. Okay, so you'll watch as it comes down, you can see how that club gets up over top of that plane. And then what's going to happen is the club's going to want to travel to the left. And you're either going to have a ball that always starts out left, or it's going to be this one that starts out to the left and then works back to the right. Okay? So we want to get that club traveling just a little bit more out to the right with the club face shutting down. And how we're going to do that is get it traveling so it's inside that arc a little more. Now to do that, we want to get your hands so they're slightly deeper at the top. And we're going to create a little more turn, and your hands are going to be further that direction. Okay? And then we're going to have the hands fall in, obviously, just like I said, they're going to fall inside the arc rather than be above the arc like you'll see here. So I'm just going to take the swing through to the finish. And you can see how the club stays above the plane, works to the left. Club face shut down there, so it should have been a ball that starts left and probably keeps going left. Okay, so that's objective number one. Objective number two, what we'll see is that as you go to the top of your backswing here, your lower body or your right hip's going to want to work laterally to the right, and then your body's going to want to go into a reverse spine angle position, meaning that your body's going to want to lean back towards the target. So if you look there, see how your right hip got outside that lateral sway line, and now your body, if we look at torso position, is leaning back towards the target. Okay? And then from there, you're going to have to shift your lower body more forward, and then kind of create what we call side tilt to try and get back into position again. So essentially it's just an extra movement that we want to try getting rid of. Okay? Now I'm going to start with the first drill where we're going to do, this one's going to help us get that club working underneath the plane. And I'm going to just put your other swing up here so we can take a look at this. So I'm just going to draw two plane lines quick. So let me draw here and here. So obviously you want it to be inside that arc. Now the swing on the right was obviously the before. The swing on the left is when we were doing the drill that you were working on. Okay, there. And I'm just going to take you up to the top of the backswing on the left-hand side. We're just going to look at top of backswing position here to start with so you can kind of see what the difference is there. So there. So if you look at where your hand position is, so we're looking here, you can notice how your hands on the left-hand side of the screen are further or closer to that line. So technically what we call them is deeper. So you've created more body rotation to get to that point. Okay? Now from that point, you'll see how your hands work inside that arc and the club head stays inside that arc all the way through to impact and then works its way back to what we'd say exits on plane on the way through. Okay? Now versus where you see on the right-hand side where things come in what we'd say you're shallow with your hands, steep with the club shaft. Okay? Where we want to keep working to try and get it inside this arc. So the swing that we built on the robot gets that to happen rather than what we see on the right-hand side. Now the swing on the, I'm going to go to your face-on view here. And I don't have actually, let's see here, this one here. We're just going to look at this one for a second. So one of the things that you can think about as you're making swings here is to feel like this trail hip doesn't ever want to work laterally. So to that direction. And what you'll feel is that the weight's going to want to get on the outside of your trail foot. Okay, so you can see as you get to the top, see how your foot kicks out there? This is what I'm looking at right here. So watch how it rolls to the outside. So if you can feel like the weight stays on the inside of that foot, yet you still feel you turn into your right hip. Okay, that's going to help you where your hip's not going to want to work back and your body's not going to want to lean back where you can see it's reversed slightly. When reverse spine angle means that it's reversed from the point that it started at. Okay, so if we look at the position that you're at in a dress, that angle is not matching. Okay, so you try to get you feeling like you're staying on the inside of that foot, yet turning into your right hip, or turning into kind of your right butt cheek is a good way to think about it. Okay, again, it was great to meet you today. Please let me know if you have any questions, and we'll talk to you soon.